Hey guys, this is Randy Augsburger, the Prepared Christian. I'm out here today. We're going to talk about my philosophy on prepping, survival, and homestead. Stick with us and be right back. Out here this morning doing a little deer hunting. Second last day of gun season here. If you watch my intro video, that evening I was sitting in a little gap between my orchard and the woods and walked through there this morning, and there's 4 sets of tracks running through there, heading down towards the other woods over there that they come from. So yeah, like I said, it is a good spot, but it'd have been a good spot to have been there before daylight this morning, or at first light, when I don't know for sure when they came through, but it looked like they was running. Pretty good sized sets of tracks. I trekked on through my woods this morning, kind of looking around and seeing what we got going here, and it cut across a couple of deer tracks. Looked like a doe and a couple of small fawns. It was real small tracks. I was surprised for this time of year. And coyote tracks, fox tracks. Actually, the log I'm sitting on's got fox tracks in the snow on it right beside me. So anyway, I thought I'd talk to you today about my philosophy on prepping and survival. I've always taken the stance is less is more, or more is less, as in the more you know, the less you need. I look at who survived here for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years, Native Americans. And then what got me in was the mountain men. I wanted to be a mountain man living out in Colorado, so looked at how they survived. They looked to how the Indians survived. They took a little bit with them, and then the other one that a few years ago when they found Otzi, the Iceman, in that glacier up in the Alps. That I took a long, hard look at that, and I actually even wrote a couple articles about surviving like Otzi, and we can learn a lot from those guys. So I got a book, Naked into the Wilderness, by the McPhersons. I think John and Jerry, I think. And they tell you how to do everything with nothing, and I'm not confident that, maybe in the spring when it's warm and you could drop me in the woods with just my clothes and I might be able to survive, but I really don't want to do that. But if I had to, I'd sure give it a shot. I learned, don't know much about flint knapping, but I have, I can make a flake that I can cut with. I've done that, and not very good at friction fire. I haven't mastered that yet. Yep, there was a shot. That one's off a mile or so behind me. Haven't mastered friction fire, but I can use a ferro rod now. It took me a long time to master that too, but I'm pretty consistent with ferro rod. I can get fire going real quick with a ferro rod, so I'm good there. As far as trapping, I trapped a lot, so steel traps I'm awesome. Natural made traps, not as good as I want to be. Been working on that, working on triggers. We'll do some videos on that, and we'll the more I practice, the better I get. And then you can. I like watching videos of guys do it. I learn when I see it, so that's a good thing. But and the homestead, the whole homestead thing. My family lived here in the 1800s, and there's another shot. They didn't have no power, nothing like that. And I live in a house they built in the late 1800s that originally didn't have power, didn't have plumbing, and so they farmed and survived that way. And we come to a serious meltdown of society, and I got a farm here that I can help folks. I can get folks here helping me. We can grow stuff, we can raise animals, we can provide food, we can help the community. And that's the big thing, is that a lot of folks try to learn all these skills so they can go lone wolf, be out in the woods by themselves. But you look at the mountain men, and what did they have with them? They had they had their knives with them, but those knives they had basically what we would call today as a butcher knife, was a mountain man knife. And they those things would break, so they'd be carrying 3 or 4 of them. But then what do you do when those break? Then they're down to Stone Age tools again. They would carry all their supplies in with them. So they had community. Native Americans, they worked in community. They didn't, not all of them made everything that they do. They probably had a couple people that were good at making clothes, a couple people good at making bows, a couple people good at making arrows. They probably, pots and textiles and all that, gardening, farming. They one person didn't do everything for themselves. They had community. And same thing with Otzi. He had a bronze axe, and a bow and arrows and a grass mat and a fishing net and a backpack that was woven. And he could have done all that, but he also they said from his teeth, they think that he had a high carbohydrate diet. That means that he was eating grain and stuff. And if he was a hunter and moving around, he probably didn't grow grain, so he traded with people. And so he had community. And I think community is a very big, important thing in prepping. I'm not saying you need to have a prepper group, but you need to at least have like-minded individuals that you're aware of, and that everybody always kids. You always hear, if you're a prepper, other people say, when they find out, it's like, oh, if something happens, I'm coming to your house. Well, certain people, that'd be just fine. I'd welcome some people into my home, and other people I may not welcome into the home, but I would certainly feed them and maybe let them camp in the yard, give them a tent, give them something to keep them warm, and let them stay there until they can find a place. And we got the homestead, and if it's a breakdown situation, we've always going to have work people can do. There's another. They're getting. Well, it looks like we had a little battery issue there with the old iPod. It went and died on me. Got some shooting over there across that road, and heard 5-6 shots. They're kind of getting busy over there. But hey, while I'm thinking about it, make sure you like and subscribe, and leave a comment. Tell me, hey, I don't like how you look. Your beard looks stupid. That kind of thing. Or hey, tell me about this. Tell me how you do this. Tell me how you do that. I'm always looking for some ideas. I got a list of them. Get some videos going, and coming up on Christmas here, if Santa gets busy and gets me some good equipment here, I'm using a 5-year-old iPod that I'm borrowing, and seeing how that works out. But hey, I don't even remember where I was talking about Otzi and the stuff, but community is one thing that a lot of preppers forget about, and you gotta work with people. You can't just close off. I'm a little leery of working with some preppers, because you got most of them I know, though, aren't like what you see on Doomsday Preppers, where some of those, they do that for TV, and I've only ever watched a couple episodes because I just keep going, oh, what an idiot. but you know, why are they doing that way and that kind of thing? So I don't really watch much prepping stuff on TV. I've watched first season alone, watched third season alone, watched Zach Fowler. I started watching him on YouTube, so hey, there's a shout out to Zach. He got a good YouTube channel. He's funny to watch, so you know, I kind of like him. So that's one thing I like to watch. You know, well, that's about it. Just wanted to tell you what I thought about prepping. You know, get your skills. You know, build your skills. The more skills you have, the less equipment you need. But then if you have the equipment, hey, you know, that's just awesome. You know, sure, you might be able to start a friction fire, but you know, if you've got a lighter and waterproof matches and a ferro rod, and you know, you're cold and freezing to death, are you going to search around and find everything to make a friction fire? Or are you going to use your matches or your lighter to start a fire? You're going to use your equipment. So, all right, well, till next time, take care.